Tesla didn't just build a new vehicle. They built something that shouldn't even exist. A machine that's not a car, not a house, and not an RV, but somehow all three at once. And the craziest part? They're selling it for less than a cheap used motorcycle. Most people assume Tesla's motorhome idea came out of nowhere, but the truth is the seeds were planted years before anyone noticed. It started when Elon Musk moved into that tiny prefabricated house in Texas. A move that confused investors, irritated employees, and sparked rumors that he was secretly testing a new lifestyle experiment. At the same time, internal teams were quietly assigned to something called the Nomad Initiative, a small research project focused on ultra-efficient living spaces that could operate entirely off-grid. Most employees ignored it, thinking it was just another one of Musk's wild backup plans. They didn't realize it was the foundation for something much bigger. Around that same period, Tesla engineers began analyzing how people were actually living post-2020. Home prices skyrocketing, remote work exploding, more people drifting toward minimalist setups, and thousands choosing life on the road instead of paying endless rent. And inside Tesla, a small group of engineers started asking a dangerous question. Why hasn't anyone combined clean energy with mobile living? That simple question opened a door no one expected. According to people familiar with early discussions, Musk became obsessed with the concept of permanent mobility. A home that could follow you instead of trapping you in one location. And this wasn't pitched as an RV. It was pitched as a new category of living, something that blurred the line between transportation and personal space. But the turning point came when one engineer made an offhand comment during a design meeting. If we ever build this thing, the platform already exists, we're just not using it for this purpose yet. The magic of Tesla's tiny house isn't just in the compact size. It's in the engineering behind every inch. Sliding walls transform a single space into a living room, bedroom, and workspace within seconds. AI-controlled vents adjust airflow based on how many people are inside. Solar panels feed a battery system that stores enough energy to run the entire home for days. And the best part? Every feature is designed to reduce cost, waste, and effort, while giving you more freedom than any traditional home ever could. The buzz surrounding Tesla's tiny house isn't just hype. It's a reaction to a shift people have been waiting decades for. For years, the world has been stuck with rising rent, bigger mortgages, and homes that demand more money, more energy, and more maintenance. People are tired. And suddenly, a solution appears that flips the entire model upside down. Early testers described the Tesla tiny home as liberation in a box. One family reported cutting monthly living costs by nearly 70%. Not by sacrificing comfort, but by upgrading to smarter, more efficient living. Tech reviewers are calling it the iPhone moment of the housing industry, comparing its impact to the first time people saw smartphones replace dozens of old, clunky devices. Investors are calling it the next trillion-dollar market. Even sustainability experts are praising Tesla for proving that eco-friendly living doesn't have to be inconvenient or ugly. It can be sleek, automated, and incredibly efficient. Social media is exploding with reactions. People filming tours, influencers showing how the sliding walls instantly reshape the interior, and homeowners imagining what life would feel like with no electricity bills, no rent pressure, and no wasted space. And the biggest reason people can't stop talking? For the first time in a long time, a housing solution feels attainable, smart, and built for real people, not just for the rich. What's surprising everyone isn't just the design. It's the ripple effect this tiny house could create across entire industries. Cities are already studying how these units could ease housing shortages by allowing flexible, affordable neighborhoods that can be built in weeks instead of years. Emergency response teams see them as perfect for disaster zones, quick to deploy, fully powered by solar, and capable of running off-grid indefinitely. And then there's the economic shockwave. Homebuyers who once believed ownership was impossible suddenly have a realistic path. Remote workers imagine living in scenic places without worrying about rent or electricity bills. Young people, retirees, travelers, all see a lifestyle shift where freedom replaces financial stress. Even energy companies are watching closely, because if millions of people begin powering their homes with Tesla's solar battery system, it could change how entire countries manage electricity demand. And the craziest part? This tiny house doesn't just reduce your footprint. It could reshape how we build communities, how we use land, and how we think about home ownership globally. If Tesla delivers on everything it's teasing right now, this tiny house could become more than a product. It could mark the beginning of a new lifestyle era. Imagine neighborhoods that run entirely on clean energy, where every home communicates with the grid, adjusts itself automatically, and optimizes your daily life without you lifting a finger. Picture communities that aren't tied to one location, houses that can be moved, upgraded, or expanded as easily as updating software. A world where owning a home isn't a 30-year battle with debt, but a simple decision to live smarter, lighter, and freer. And with Tesla's broader vision, AI-managed cities, self-sustaining microgrids, and integrated transportation, this tiny house might be the very first brick in a much bigger ecosystem. Because the real promise here isn't just a compact home. It's a future where technology, sustainability, and affordability finally work together. A future where your life becomes more flexible, more efficient, and more in your control than ever before. While everyone is focused on the sleek design and futuristic features, what most people don't realize is that Tesla's tiny house has quietly triggered a massive behind-the-scenes battle. Traditional real estate developers, utility companies, and even some government agencies have started raising eyebrows. Not because the house is dangerous, but because it challenges systems that have been in place for decades. Think about it. A home you don't need a fixed power line for, a structure that doesn't lock you into long-term mortgages, and a living system that teaches people to rely less on outdated institutions. That kind of independence makes certain industries uncomfortable. Some analysts have even suggested that if Tesla scales this idea globally, it could disrupt billions of dollars tied to construction, energy, and housing markets. And then there's the question nobody wants to ask out loud. If a portable, self-sustaining home becomes mainstream, what happens to the companies that profit from keeping housing expensive? What happens to cities built around systems that expect people to stay stuck? Those quiet tensions simmer in the background, creating an environment where Tesla is not just innovating. It's stepping into territory that powerful players have guarded for decades. And that silent resistance is shaping how quickly this project can move, and how much of it the public gets to see. But the real twist? The biggest challenge to Tesla's tiny house isn't technology. It's the world that doesn't know how to handle a home that refuses to play by the old rules. So, where does all of this leave us? Tesla's tiny house isn't just a clever design experiment. It's a bold statement about the future of living, energy, and freedom. It's the product of years of secret planning, decades of technological innovation, and Elon Musk's relentless drive to challenge the impossible. From a quiet tiny home in Texas to a fully engineered mobile habitat, every step has been deliberate, every decision aimed at redefining what a home can be. The Tesla Semi platform, the solar-powered battery systems, the AI-controlled interiors, all of it points to one thing. A world where people are no longer tethered to traditional homes, traditional cities, or traditional ways of living. But perhaps the most intriguing part isn't the design, or even the futuristic tech. It's the ripple effect this could have on society. Affordable mobility, energy independence, and a lifestyle built around freedom instead of financial strain. These aren't just conveniences. They're a challenge to the old systems, a wake-up call that the way we think about housing, cities, and daily life may never be the same again. And the question we're left with isn't whether Tesla can pull this off, it's whether the world is ready for it. Because once a home can move, power itself, and adapt to your lifestyle, the line between car and house, work and play, city and wilderness, it all begins to blur. Tesla's tiny house isn't just a vehicle. It's a vision, a challenge, a revolution on wheels. And soon, it may force every one of us to reconsider what home really means. So ask yourself, when the future finally arrives, will you be ready to live it?